Hi, Subha. Great to see you.
Good to see you
So
too.
what I'd love to do today is just hear about your experience of being in the Women's Product Leadership Accelerator and what you've gotten out of it. So I have a few questions for you today. And the first is, what was going on in your career when you decided to join the program?
Yeah, so I think I had taken another coaching and I've had one or two mentors in my professional life. But I was looking for either a new job or to have like accelerated step in my current position, like whichever works based on the market. But I felt that I needed like an objective viewpoint on product management and how to further in your career. Like, how do I take the next step? Am I good enough to take that next step? Am I doing all the right things? And am I using all the right words, the right tools? And sometimes when I had mentors who are very good, but they are very much in my job. So it becomes hard to take 10 steps back, look at the bigger picture of your story or life and create that. And I think that's what I was looking for. And then I saw your Facebook post about that you wanted to start a cohort, and I just was interested by some people also saying that they really liked working with you back in the day. So that was like a great thing. That was didn't seem premeditated, like that person was just writing very casually, and it gave me very good like sense of your personal branding, and that's why I had contacted you.
Oh, okay. Thank you so much. Okay. And before you joined, were you were you hesitant about making an investment, and what made you decide that it was a good idea to move forward?
100%. I was very skeptical. I was not sure. Like anytime you have to spend something in thousands, like it's of course like, oh, am I making the right choice? Would I learn something? But I think that once we chatted and you, like, I think I reached out to you once or twice, and then you were like, okay, I have all the data that to even check that am I eligible to be in your cohort or not.
Mhm.
And then you had reached out to me that, hey, can we have another chat? And I think I got a lot of questions answered.
Mhm.
And you had also shared a little tidbit about how the course would be structured and some of the tactical things that I can, see coming out of the course. And that made me some confidence. And I felt like, okay, I had been part of product management quite organically. I did not have any training or like, oh, you would be good in product management. It was my career decision in a company where I was working as an automation QA. So I felt like even if this doesn't take me anywhere with respect to job, at least I learned something with respect to am I putting my best foot forward or not
Mhm.
in
Mhm.
my current job, because right now, given the layoff season,
Mhm.
performing at your peak and then some is just very crucial. So I wanted
Mhm.
to do that.
Mhm. Yeah. 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 Thank you so much. And what surprised you most about the program?
I think I've told you the first biggest thing that it's the tiny things that make sometimes the biggest impact for me. It was that in all my resume, in my LinkedIn, even how I would introduce myself, I would always say, because I have done these things, and I would always say, oh, I have done 0 to 1 and I have built scaled and sustainable applications.
Mhm.
But you, very like in a very critical thinking kind of way, you said that both things would confuse a hiring manager because they are usually hiring for one or the other. Of course, everybody wants everything in the product manager that they are hiring, but the job would often say one thing over the other.
Mhm.
And before that, I had never actually thought of it that way.
Mhm.
Because, yeah, I'm actually doing it. But when you are presenting yourself, you focus on one story and then you
Mhm.
build up your case and portfolio based on that. So I
Mhm.
think that was like my something just worked in my brain, like a lightning went out or something. Like, whoa,
Mhm.
that's the part that surprised me the most. And then the second thing was I am not super public with respect to LinkedIn. Like it takes me, like right now I have a LinkedIn post up because I'm raising money for a fundraiser, but that's what takes me to write a post on LinkedIn. But I think despite feeling negative about it, I think the way you motivated me And without pushing me, I was the first one in your cohort to write a LinkedIn post. So that was again a very surprising thing for me. Yeah.
Yes, yes, amazing. Okay, fantastic. And um, what what was different about working with me, being in the cohort versus other coaching or mentorships or programs that you've tried?
Yeah, that's a good question actually. So I think working with a person who has been a product manager and has been a successful product manager is what also made my skepticism, apprehension about spending money just go away to a greater extent because you had this career and clearly you reached there by doing a lot of things that were right. So
Mhm,
that was my um that was the main thing because a lot of what we went through was different than the other coaching I had taken
mhm,
because it put a lot of stuff on me which I did not realize at the time that I have to come up with these hero stories about my career. But what is the structure? What is the format? And how do I pivot from, in every bullet point being very tactical about the impact that you drove or brought to
mhm,
the table? Um, it's not that other people didn't say it, just that your format was very um, digestible and understandable.
mhm,
Um,
mhm,
yeah, and sort of like just that because you have been in product, like I had a higher faith in that.
mhm, mhm. Awesome, awesome. Yeah, perfect. Thank you so much. Yeah, that's it's really helpful to hear. And can you share a little bit, like for someone who's thinking about joining a cohort, did you find the peer network to be valuable, even if people were in different industries, from you? And how was that like working with other people in the group?
Yeah, so yeah, we were all three of us actually were very diverse in
Mhm,
terms of our career backgrounds and the stages that we were in, and yeah. So it didn't help as much like, oh, can you refer me to this company? And I don't know if it ever works that straightforward way. But what actually helped, because all of us would come with the challenges we are facing at work, because
mhm,
yes, we are looking for a job, but we also want to prove ourselves and be better version of ourselves in our current jobs with
mhm,
the circumstances handed to us. But it was very validating that whatever problems we are facing, there are people who are facing that. And then having more of a joint perspective on
mhm,
how if I'm bringing something to the table, how I can solve that problem.
mhm,
And are there like something that I would go through when
mhm,
somebody has already gone through that and they can
mhm,
help me that maybe pivoting it to this, like sometimes Natalia would say something that, oh, you can also say this because, then the person feels obligated to say X, Y, and Z. So all
mhm,
those things were very helpful for me.
mhm. Awesome, awesome. And did you feel like you got enough one-on-one attention, and like specific, tailored coaching, in the program?
Oh, 200%. I mean, not just absolutely. Like you have been present not just in those sessions, but like beyond that. I have said this in passing to my friends as well that you were not only just answering over email, you were preparing Google Docs for us to be prepared for whatever adventure our career is taking on to. So I felt very supported. I felt very, very supported. Yes. Yes.
Thank you, thank you. And then in terms of like the time commitment, because I know you have a full-time job, do you feel like it was realistic, alongside everything else that you have going on?
Um, I'll say that finding a new job while you have a job is another job. There are definitely personal things that come in the way of, and personal things could just be lack of motivation that comes up because you're so disheartened by the state of market.
Mhm,
So you feel that, oh, but to answer your question, I did feel rushed, but I felt that this is something that I better do on time from my own self because the material was very good. That I felt like if, because it's still in your mind as you go through this week, I felt that it was really good if one can to do it as soon as your first session ends.
Mhm,
For me, it was a little hard because um, I am somehow I was not able to manage my meetings, my work meetings, and that created a lot of load. Um, and I don't know how like other people did it, but I didn't feel that it was like you had a good framework for every step on how to think, how to do those things, and
mhm,
we were not rushed. But I think if you are spending money and having other cohort people,
mhm,
and I think it would be great if people can spend time right in that week for the 8 weeks program
mhm,
to be like at it.
mhm,
I do feel because I started like a week later. After the cohort started, I started week one. In week two, I like remember this, and I was like, oh my God, I'm so delayed. Like I need to be like getting into this.
mhm.
Yeah,
Yeah. And how many hours would you say it takes to if you were to do it per week,
per
maybe how
week.
much would yeah.
I think the main problem is just getting started.
Mm,
It doesn't take that much amount of time because right now we also have Claude or
mhm,
Gemini and other tools to help you.
mhm,
So getting started is the main thing, but I feel that if I were to spend dedicated 2 to 3 hours that I'm just
mhm,
doing this thing,
mhm,
I think that's good enough.
mhm,
Dedicated 2 to 3 hours.
mhm,
I think with Claude to like brainstorm ideas,
mhm.
it's good. Yeah.
Yeah, awesome. Okay, and now let's fast forward to like the result. Can you say where are you now compared to where you started?
Yeah, so as you know, like I was not able to switch a job. Market is super tough. I've applied to things, and hey, you have helped me get referred to a lot of places where you had connections. But market is tough. I think this is the kind of market where you need somebody sitting on top of hiring managers that I need her, hire her. She's amazing, hire her. That's the kind of reference you need. That's unfortunate for a lot of people who don't have a job, but I think in my current job, I think I was able to have a lot of productive discussions with respect to my salary appraisal and
Mhm,
my team and job assignment, which was very helpful. It definitely calmed a lot of anxiety, and I feel like I'm in a stronger position with respect to knowing what I want, identifying, am I doing what I want? And
mhm,
then going after it if that doesn't match,
mhm.
or asking for a better um, salary, better designations. I feel that I have made strides in that area.
Oh, I'm so happy to hear that. I love that for you. Okay, and what would you tell to someone who's on the fence about joining the program, if they're considering it?
I- I'll say, first of all, talk to you with whatever questions they have. Like, be
Mhm,
very open about whatever they have in mind. Like, I know that money was a thing for me, and when I was signing up, I had requested you, like, can I pay like X, Y, and Z? And we were able to chalk out that part. But I would say that this is also my personal philosophy. If you have like a person who's there to help you, just ask all the questions that are a deterrent for you. I will say I strongly, strongly recommend signing up in your cohort because it was immensely helpful and something that I sometimes just go through the documents to just read stuff sometimes. And you build up a community that is there. So I'll say join it. I recommend it fully.
Oh, thank you so much, Subha. Well, I really appreciate this, and yeah, I'm excited to continue supporting you.
Yeah. Thank you so much. Thank you.